Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up. Got some giveaways today, so stay tuned. And we got a lot of stuff going on. But first, let's get our weather done by Haney Technical Center, sponsored by them. And a high today, we're looking at a high today of 89 and a low of 74. And that's not a very, very low when it gets to 74 degrees. But the big thing is the water temperature bounced up to 81. I don't know if it had anything to do with that storm just blowing some of that warmer water up our way or not. I think it does, but it's 81 degrees, a nice water temperature. The river readings, take a look at the Apalachicola Bluntstown. Now, this is probably all this rain we're having. Both these river readings probably change in the first part of the week, but for the weekend now, I would, the Apalachicola is going to stay pretty level at 4.3 now. Some of those sloughs and all will be getting some rainwater in them, so you might get back up in those sloughs. The Choctawhatchee, of course, now it's going to be going up. The Choctawhatchee River is reading right at 3 foot this morning and going up tonight, and tomorrow is going to be up about 4 foot. So it's going to be rising tonight. This is at Caryville now, it's going to be rising at Caryville. Okay. Take a look at our tide chart. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. That's Greg Brudnicki and his staff over there. And you're looking at good tides on June the 7th. It's Friday. We've got a good strong tide at 8:36 this morning. It's coming in. It'll be low tonight at 7:30 p.m. All right, so that's a good tide today and good tide tomorrow. Now, the rain forecast, it's been blowing. It's going to keep blowing. It's going to be coming out of south-southwest at 10 to 15. I'm sorry, west-southwest. Then tomorrow, south-southwest. So as it gets on through, that storm gets on through, we sort of get some of the southwest winds from it. Okay, once a week, I'd like to call Captain Blair Morgan. And good morning, Blair. You on the phone?
Yeah, I'm on the phone. Winston, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well. This is our Blue Water Outrigger report. We run a little bit late this week, but you understand you've been under the weather.
Yeah, I was under the weather last week. Winston even missed open day of snapper season. It like to kill me.
Well, I know you had to been sick if you missed snapper season opening.
Yeah, I was pretty sick, but I'm getting over it now, so everything's good to go. And I look forward to this weather clearing up where I can get out there and catch me some snapper.
I know it. We of course had a really good trip ourselves, and I had some friends had a lot of good trips, but I've had scattered reports where some folks didn't do quite as well as others. What about down your way?
Listen, it seems like out of Indian Pass out here that the snapper are more scattered than they were last year. They're not the quantity is not here like they were last year, but the quality's here. I mean, I had some friends went out, they brought in, the limit of 2 apiece, pushing 30 pounds apiece,
Wow.
But as far as stopping on a snapper hole and just catching them just fast let down, that's not the case over here right now this year.
Uh-huh. Well, okay.
You kind of have to hunt around for them. You catch 2 or 3 here and move around to another place, catch 2 or 3 over there. But,
yeah.
Of course, they move around.
Any of you guys, were they able to get any red grouper?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, one of my buddies went out. He caught his limit of red snapper, and then he caught 5 red grouper to go with the snapper limit. So he had a good day.
That's a good trip and all. Good trip.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
anytime we get a storm like we got coming in here now, it'll move those fish around. So after this storm, you'll have to go back to a place that didn't have a whole lot on it last week, and it'll be loaded up, now. So.
That's a good point, because that water action really, they really moves them around. We go story after story about after storms, how people have caught a lot of fish. Although we didn't get a heavy storm here, we still had a lot of wave action and all.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, anything else going on around the Apalachicola Bay or St. Joe Bay or the river system?
The Apalachicola Bay's been kind of, water's been dirty over there because of all the wind, but St. Joe Bay, they're catching a lot of trout out here on the live L-wise is the best bet right now to catch the big trout on.
Okay.
But, yeah.
All right.
So, there's a lot of people fishing, a lot of people catching fish.
Well, I got a good report from the river. My nephew and his family and my niece and her family went down to Howard's Creek, and the best bite they had was the yellowfly bite.
Oh, man, the yellowflies are terrible this year. I tell you what, I put some of those black balls up around my dog pen, and I don't think another yellow fly can light on them.
Yeah, they are bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, they plumb my black balls. They turn yellow from all the yellow flies. So.
Yeah, it has been a bonus year for yellow flies, but they did catch some nice fish.
I think that's due to those warm winters we've been having the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think so. Well, Blair, thank you so much, buddy. Glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, thank you, Winston. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right, that's Captain Blair Morgan with Blue Water Outrigger Report. Run by Blue Water Outriggers when you get a chance. We got a great store there and a good loyal sponsor of Panhandle Outdoors. All right, let's take this break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We had a lot of pictures, so let's get started with I'm going to show a couple of repeats from this week, but just good pictures I want to show again, but they got a lot of new pictures also. This first one, of course, is the Patronus family on their annual trip. Called a nice bunch of really big red snapper, okay, and some scamp right there. All right, now this is Bobby Kirkland, one of the pond bass. Folks, these pond bass they just all over the state of Florida and South Alabama and South Georgia. Pond fishing for bass is good. Bobby Kirkland there. All right, had to show this one again. That's just an excellent trip, folks, that were coming in past. That's my son Chip and we just had a great time. And first time Chip and I fished in a while. He's been so busy, and we just got a chance to fish together with the Gulf Power boys, Sledge, and went with. We just had a great time on Seminole Wind with Billy Archer. And I'll have that video for you next week now. Okay, here's this mess of brim. Brim fishing is good this time of year now, I'm telling you. Graham Lovett and Lee Tuggle on their snapper trip. Ken Paramore called me, wanted me to show this again. No, he didn't, folks, but this is Ken called it. That's his first snapper of the year. That was on Sunday afternoon, see how calm it was. Okay, now, got a picture here of Scott Lindsay. No, that's not Scott. That's a tree growing into a fence. I think this is a cool picture. It got it carved out like a monster there with eyes and everything. But I just thought, being an outdoorsman, when trees do this kind of thing, it's really good picture. All right, this made me feel good. This is Brady Barton, one of my seniors, just graduated. The day after graduation, he went fishing up there around the North Shore, and he sent me the picture, and he was just tickled. That's a nice speckled trout, Brady, and I'm so glad that's the first thing you chose to do the day after graduation. Good job, Brady Barton. His dad preaches over there at Central Baptist. I want to see a lot of these pictures this summer, folks. This is C's first little fish of the year, first one she's ever caught. That's great. Now, let me show you the Biophilia Center. They're going to their lineup next Saturday. I don't know if you can read this. It's going to be next Saturday. Actually, they're going to have one next Friday. Kids are out of school now, so we want to see some things they can do. They're going to talk about fires next Friday at 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, the difference between a good fire and a bad fire. Then the Saturday program, the next day on June the 15th, they'll have an archaeology workshop for kids. So that's a couple of good little things for kids to look at. So you want to get them doing some outdoor stuff and all. All right, and let's see. Tomorrow now, the Emerald Coast Redfish Club, they're going to be here. They're going to be at the Tyndall Bridge, and the tournament, the sign-in is going to be, let me take you to the next page. I sort of blew it up a little bit. The check-in location will be down the Ridge Outfitters, and check-in time at 4:30 to 5:15, launch at 5:30. Weigh-in is going to be 3:15. Now, if you want to go to the Tyndall Bridge on the west side of Tyndall Bridge, right there at Earl Gilbert Park, right next to the boat ramp, that's where the weigh-in is going to be tomorrow. So there's a good chance to enter a really good tournament and have a good time. That's the Emerald Coast Redfish Club, and I think we have some local people fishing. There's a good little group of guys that fish along the Emerald Coast, and they have a little series, a small-scale tournament. They have about 20, 25 boats. Great way to do some red fishing. Okay, now let's go ahead and. We're going to have our fishing report a little bit later, but I did want to mention a red snapper. The season's sort of been the judge in Texas. I know you read about it. Billy had just flown in on Saturday morning. He just flown back in from Brownsville, Texas, talking about what the federal judge said in Texas was that the rules have to be the same for all the states. If one state can catch at a different time, they all got to catch them at the same time and try to have the same limits and all. So that's going to go back and forth. So you just got to stay on top of it. But right now it looks like we're going to get a little bit more fishing for snapper than we had originally anticipated. A little more fishing time. All right. and we'll keep you informed of it too. All right, let's take this break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, folks. I get a lot of emails and all. I'm very appreciative of them. Everybody sort of sending me stuff and pictures and all. I share everything with you, and I get a lot of stuff from YouTube and all. I don't usually, there's so much of it. There's just so much of it out there. I try to keep it focused on outdoors, but every now and then something comes across the line. I just got to share with you. And one of the viewers sent this to me and said, "Coach, you got to check this out." I looked at it; it's amazing. This is about a 45-second video now. It's from YouTube, and it's about a car hitting a bear. And I want you to watch it. It's really fascinating. So it's gonna go by pretty fast now. So these folks are driving down the road. I don't know the location, but it's a 2-lane road. It's marked on the side. Don't have a big shoulder, I was noticing, but they get in this low bottom area and start going uphill now. A car's gonna go past them. They're just cruising along. Everything's going fine. All right, now look to the left pretty quick now. The left side of the window. It hits this bear. Now look at this bear. It gets up and walks away. Can you imagine that? Okay, we're going to repeat it real quick. You're going to see what's going to happen. Hits the bear. Boom. The bear flies through the air, rolls around, comes back up. That's a tough bear. Watch this. He gets up and walks away. All right. That's amazing. And I show that because we have so many bears around here, and this happens on a regular basis here. A lot of times the bear's not quite as fortunate, but I don't know if it just hit that bear at the right place or not. But he flew up in the air and rolled, and you can tell he was hit pretty hard. But I just thought y'all would appreciate that. Okay, and you can check it out on YouTube if you just look up a bear hit by a car if you want to show it to somebody else. So now this weekend we're going to get a chance to take. We talk about doing this, taking folks on outdoor trips and doing different things. And Mike Heppenstall and I are going to take a family from Tennessee. They're coming down to visit another family here, and their 2 girls have never been fishing down here before. So we're going to take them out, hopefully maybe catch some redfish or trout. I think it'd be too rough to go out into the Gulf and all. But a lot of times we get these folks coming out of town, and if you get a chance to take them, they're very appreciative of it, and we're looking forward to it. May even make a show out of it. But got that coming up this weekend. And we'll also, I got my tarpon fishing trip the first part of next week, and that's when I'm going to show you the red snapper video. Those couple of days I'm gone, we're going to have it's a really outstanding red snapper trip. I know you're going to enjoy that. Then in the latter part, I'm going to get back up here about the middle of the week. In the latter part of the week, we've already got a kayak fishing trip planned around St. George Island with a cousin of ours, and we're going to try to get some trout around there, right behind St. George Island. I think I've showed you some places we go there. And so I've got this first week of my summer break pretty well planned. I do want to congratulate all the graduates of all the high schools here in this Panhandle area, the class of 2013. I know at our school I just had some excellent kids and all. I hate to see some of these kids go. They're really neat young people. I know they have great futures, as I know that in other schools too. I feel very confident about our future in good hands with some of these very capable young people. Some of them now they might not stay on straight and narrow all the time, but they're going to be okay. Don't worry about them. They're going to be okay. I talked to a lot of parents and all throughout the year, and they're going to straighten out. I also want to mention, let's go ahead and do our we got this out here, okay? The Mark Coward, I just hold it up right here. Our fishing times for today, we're looking at one time from 11:59. Well, let's just go and say 12 to 2. From 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock, that's a Friday fishing time. I know Mark and Michael and them, they're going to be actually fishing at redfish tournament. So I'm going to try to cover, if I can go fishing Saturday morning and get that trip done Saturday morning, then I'm going to go ahead and try to go out to Tindall Bridge around 3 o'clock and maybe film some of the weigh-in and talk to some of the guys, see how they did. But I imagine I may run into some of them on the water. I don't know if we're going to fish the same spots or not. I might ought to enter that tournament. Let's talk about that. Do you ever think I ought to enter the tournament while I'm fishing? Let's talk about that. Let's do that. All right, here we go. This is Tarpon Dock Seafood giveaway. I knew this was going to happen. I got a call from Tarpon Dock this week. And, we believe in the goodness of people and trust people and all. And a girl from Tarpon Dock called and said, "Coach, are y'all giving away gift cards now?" I said, "No, it's not a gift card. We've always given away a $20 purchase down there, and then a red snapper. She said, well, somebody came in off the street and said they want a gift card from Coach's fishing show. Some total stranger, I guess, been watching the show and tried to con them, but they didn't get conned. So I'm gonna start. Make sure you make your name and all down there. Okay, this first one is for $20. Not a gift card, but $20 worth of fish or crabs or shrimp or whatever you want from Tarpon Dock Seafood. And winner is Doug Rice. Doug Rice, $20 right there. I'm gonna go and write June. Okay, $20, June. All right, now the winner of the big red snapper, and there's some big red snapper out there. Okay, and that winner is going to be. I'm gonna get that here in the bottom. Now you can send these entrants in any time of the year. This winner is Mark Miller. Mark Miller, the red snapper. Red snapper in June. Okay, I want to thank Greg Abrams and all the folks at Tarpon Dock Seafood for their participation and support of Panhandle Outdoors. All right, now what we're going to do, we're going to get ready to take a break. We're going to get set up for a famous Friday fishing report. And, you know, the weekend weather's like going to shape up okay. It's going to be maybe a little wind and all, but let's go ahead and take our break and come back for our famous Friday fishing report. All right, welcome back, folks, and welcome to the famous Friday fishing forecast brought to us by Tarpon Dock Seafood. And we've got a lot to talk about. And I want to congratulate. I saw Greg Abrams at graduation the other night. His youngest son, Austin, just graduated, and both his boys are now through high school. So Greg you got to work hard to get them through college. Now let's start off in Choctawhatchee Bay over here. I've got a good report from Choctawhatchee Bay and what people are doing. Let's go over here into the Freeport area. Okay. What is the bayou up here? And we'll talk about this sometimes. Summertime, spring and summertime, especially summertime. All right, here's Freeport right here, okay? You see Freeport right there. Now, let's go down this bayou right here. We're going to talk about dock fishing in LaGrange Bayou and over in Mallet Bayou, okay? I'm going to zoom on into these docks. There's just tons of docks, and we could repeat this in any of the area in the Panhandle. Night fishing around these docks is very productive. You want to be sort of quiet and ease along, and you find some people at different docks and all. You can see, just look at all the docks lined up in just this area right in here. Okay, and then back down in here. Look up in here. All right, all the way up in there. Look at all those docks. You could make a night trip just going through that bayou there. So I want to recommend for the folks over in the western viewing area the actual. Maybe if you get a chance, just dock fishing at night, and really that's been very productive. Okay, so that's a good report that I've gotten over there at Choctawhatchee Bay. Now let's come over here to West Bay, and we're going to line up and get ready for the redfish tournament of redfish. And I'll tell you what Mike and I are going to do with our guests. We're going to do some of the same thing. We're going to dock fish this weekend around some of the docks in this different areas. Okay, I want to show you some good places to dock fish. Anytime you can get these docks out here, right in here, these are some good docks right here. Can y'all see where we are now? Excellent dock fishing in here. Okay, that is St. Andrews right there, top to the left, right over here. This is St. Andrews right here. Then we're talking about all these docks right up in here. Okay, all through in here is good fishing. That's one of the original places off Peach Drive there. So, and then also up in the northern part of the bay, up in North Bay, is good dock fishing. And also, I'm going to show you another spot. I haven't shown y'all this place ever. I was thinking about this the other day. There's some docks right over here. See this point right here? Okay, see these docks right in here? Excellent fishing in some of these docks. Some of these holes are deep. Some where these docks go out and all. If people are fishing off the docks, now don't go up there and throw on the dock. That's a courtesy we talk about and all. But dock fishing this time of year is good. And I've got some really good reports on speckled trout fishing this past week. I have some good pictures and all. The speckled trout are really moving around. Let's go over to East Bay. We want to take a look at East Bay. Thankfully, we got through what would have been a fiasco if Tyndall would have closed this area out, because this area right in here was one of the areas they're going to close out. And I've talked about this on the show before, but there's some excellent fishing up in here. I promise you there'll be some redfish caught up in here within, tomorrow for that tournament. There'll be some you'll see some boys over there fishing tomorrow. And also right across over in this area here. Now, if we get up here, let's go right up in here. This little bayou. Okay, see the little random strip right here? Little alligator bayou there. There's some good fishing right up in here. There'll be some guys catching some redfish right up in here. Okay. Now, let's go down. Let's move on down to St. Joe Bay. St. Joe Bay, like Blair said, good trout. And they're catching them on live bait. They're catching them on live bait, the big ones at this time of year. If you want to go, if you're going to fish St. Joe Bay, I would start off at Eagle Harbor, okay? And according to wind, now we got to see what this wind is. Wind is coming out of the southeast, okay? You want to concentrate on this way, but if it's suppose it's going to come out of the southwest, which would be coming this way right here. So this shoreline right in here should be good. Wind coming southwest should be. If you start at Eagle Harbor and work your way on down, okay, all the way down to Pig Island. This is Pig Island down here. That would be an ideal place to fish over in St. Joe Bay this weekend with the wind coming in this direction like this, okay? Excellent place to fish, or if it's not, but it should be pretty rough over on this side, so you can hang around right in here, and it's not going to be bad around Black's Island. There's a channel right there that's really good, so very, very productive, okay? And now the reports I've gotten, we'll move on down to Apalachicola Bay, same thing, and I'm going to, let's go over to St. George. I'm going to show you where I'm going to fish next week, okay? Okay. Right here. Coming across the East Point, okay, and Ken Tucker's interview, he was born in East Point, was raised in 1930s, right in that area right there. Can you imagine that area? But anyway, I'm going to come across the bridge here. We're going to fish, and again, the wind's going to dictate us what we do, but we're going to try to fish this area, okay? We're going to try to fish this area out of our kayak. We're going to do some kayak fishing right up in here. Or we may go down to the state park down here and fish on this back side, but this is really good speckled trout fishing all down in there. All right, so I have several other places, but I'm going to run out of time, but we should have a good weekend. Snapper fishing now, I got scattered reports. We've talked about it all week. We had a great trip. You're going to see the video next week, and it's going to be a little rough this time, but some red snapper overall, I'd say would be good with the reports I've got. Okay, got to get out of here. I'm going to start talking about scallop next week. So y'all have a great time this weekend. Do something outdoors this weekend. Be a great time to get out. And sometime today, now you do something really good for someone else and help them out. Have a great day and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.